So, hello and welcome everyone to our first tutorial on GitHub. This is going to be a rather short tutorial where we're just going to tell you a little bit about why we chose to use GitHub as a platform to collaborate, what GitHub really is, and we're going to show you how to set up your account and how you use the online interface. So, what is GitHub? GitHub is a platform that allows people to work together. Usually those people are software engineers. In our case, this might not be true, but in most of the cases, software engineers will use GitHub to build software together. The problem that GitHub solves is a problem of collaboration. Imagine, how would you organize working on a project that involves a lot of lines of code together, like sending emails back and forth? That is not really efficient. So what you need is a central place where you can work together, where you can see what people do, what they have done, where people can raise issues and say, okay, here we need to do something, where people can comment and say, okay, this is a great idea, this is not a great idea. Well, you need a central space to work together. And this is exactly what GitHub is. So to jump right in, we're just gonna start to make our account here. So we're gonna call this account whatever, and we're gonna enter an email address, gonna select a password, and we're gonna create our account. The next step is to select the unlimited free plan, because we're not going to need anything else. We're going to continue. GitHub is going to ask us a few questions that we can answer if we want to. If not, we can just skip this step. Okay, so good job. You've already created an account and you've confirmed your email address. So what we can do now is have a look at how do projects work and how does the work with the online platform here actually function. So we're gonna start a new project, call it the test project, give it a description, and we're gonna initialize this repo with a README. Voila, you have created your own first project, and what we can do now is basically have a look at what we have here. So the only file so far in our project is the README file. This, as we just did before in the option, is something you can do when creating a new repo, and a README file is always a good idea to just let people know what they're looking at. If we wanted to make a change to this README, for example, we wanted to make this capital and add a few lines here. This is how we would do it. We would add our changes to the text, preview them as well if we wanted to, and then we would go down here to commit the changes that we just made. So, as GitHub correctly suggested, we just updated the README MD, and we commit this change now directly to our master branch. Voila! This is already where you can see what is so great about GitHub. If you remember, we just created the project and then we edited the README MD, and this is shown in the commit history. So this is the initial commit, and this is the commit we just made. And here we can clearly see, okay, so this has been changed into this, and this line has been added. There you go. This is exactly what GitHub is about. You can see clearly who made a commit and what was the commit all about. And you can describe the commit in terms of what you did there. You could also now invite somebody else to this repo by going to settings and then to collaborators, and then you could just I'm just going to add my own account here now. You can send an invite to somebody else. And just to show you how this would look from the other side, just going to log in with my normal account, and I have this notification here. Oh well, I'm invited to a project. Let's have a look. And yes, I would like to accept this invitation. And there you go. This easy, you have actually created a new project and you've invited a collaborator. And this is a very good thing that I now accepted this invitation, because I can use it to show you the next very important feature of GitHub. As you can see, and as I alluded to beforehand, we're now on the master branch. The master branch is something that you have in every project, and the master branch is, you can think of it as the final version. Yeah? And as it is the case with projects, especially if they get a little bit more complex, it is very easy to mess something up. And what you don't want is to mess something up in the master branch, because the master branch is the one that needs to be working. But of course, still, you want to make your own changes, and there, luckily, GitHub offers you a way to do that. So the way you do this is you create a new branch. What is a branch? A branch is basically just a copy of the repo that you can use to experiment with or to work on, and a branch can always be merged back into the master branch. If this sounds a little bit abstract, don't worry, I'll show you right in this second. So as you can read here, find or create branch. And in order to create a branch, I would just type something in here, for example, test branch. And GitHub automatically offers me the option to create a branch called test branch, which is diverged from master. And this is shown really beautifully here in the small graphic. So we're going to click on this. And as you can see, right now we're in the test branch. We could also switch back to the master branch, but let's go to the test branch for now. So in this test branch, it will tell you up here, this branch is even with the master. Again, I will go to the README file. And I will add some changes here. I will tell what I just did. So I updated the README MD. And I will comment in more detail what I just did. Now it tells me commit directly to the test branch, which is exactly what I want. So I've now committed my change to the test branch. As you can see, the test branch now has a commit that is ahead of the master. And as you can see, this is the master branch and this is the test branch. So maybe this is already dawning upon you right now. This is exactly how we are using GitHub. So of course we will have a lot of data. We want to describe this data. We want to work with it. And in order to do that, we need a system that allows all of us, and being really optimistic right now and assuming that all the 40 of us would work together on this project, you can imagine that it could get chaotic really, really fast. So GitHub is a way for us to enjoy everybody's company in working on this project, whereas at the same time we don't lose the overview and the oversight over everything that's going on. And once your account gets set up, basically we need to add you to our team in our main repository, and once that has happened, you will work with GitHub exactly the same way. So there will be a master branch, and you will find something that you like to work on. Maybe it is some data on the UK or something, and you will create your new branch. You will say, whatever, my name is Bela, so I will just call the branch Bela. And then I can do here whatever I want. And there's no danger of me messing anything up. And before we pull in all your changes into the master branch, we can look at it, our techie can have a look at it, and this way we can ensure that nothing gets broken. So this is basically already the end of this very short introduction, or at least a very basic introduction of how to use GitHub. Of course, there's much more that we want to tell you, especially in terms of basically working with the actual repo. But this we will explain to you in the next video. So that for now, we're basically at the end of our agenda. We've told you a little bit about why we want to use GitHub, we set up our account, and we started to use the online interface. So thank you very much for your attention, and watch the next videos if you'd like to learn more.